Hey besties, it's your girl Only Luana, and big thank you and big shout out to watching Gossip Gala. But research has shown that you probably haven't subscribed, so what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button right now and stay tuned to see what Only Luana talks about and get all the juiciest gist. Thank you.
Hey, my besties, what's going on? You guys should put me on this one now. Like, what's in the shell? The only thing I'm seeing on net is just fear. Can we do other things, please? It's like, I think it's time for us to, probably just speak to Priscilla to drop another picture again for me and our boy, you understand? So we can talk about, because this whole few thing, I'm looking, they give me depressing vibes. Like, what's in the shell? This is Gossip Gala, and my name is God's Beauty Israel, aka the Lady Vibe, aka Plenty, aka Aggressive Body. And I'm not here alone. I'm with the home girl, the best of the best, the most beautiful, the most enchanting, Asomto in the building. Come on. How are you?
I'm pumped. I'm feeling good.
Hallelujah,
I want to get
someone.
into the latest gist.
I can't wait. Me too. All right, so we're not doing this alone, of course. I mean, I have one a very, very handsome guest. Like, when you see this guy, you know that, okay, plenty brands, plenty vocals. Like, this guy can sing. I have to go check. Or, like, when I saw one video, it was hungering me to check the next one. Come on now. You see. Like, I have no other person that you see. Oh my God! Thank you so much for coming.
My pleasure.
I want to see when I saw that. See me saying "see" now because I have to not be intentional, so I don't confuse the both of them.
Okay.
How did you get that name? You see, because are you seeing me?
Yeah, I'm seeing you all, man. Yeah.
Tell me what, like, how did you get that? What's your real name, and how did you get to like you see? I would want to hear that.
Oh, okay. My real name is Uchechukwu Michael Ubuma, and I'm from Imo State. So the name started from the name Uche. First of all, it used to be just U and the letter C. But as time evolved, and I started evolving in my craft. So I just woke up one morning and I'm like, I'm the obvious one, the one you see. So I mean, I'm obvious. You gotta know that I'm around. So
because honestly, I see you see right now.
Yeah, of course
like,
you do.
bro, I see you see. No. Like, I mean, look at the name. Look at the way it transcended. Honestly, I would have not taken you to be from Imo, like Uchechukwu.
Yeah,
Honestly,
Uchechukwu.
wasn't
Beautiful.
expecting that, actually.
Like, you know the
I thought as
Uchechukwu,
much.
like with the name, but with the like the spelling, right? And you just took out the U and the C, and you just, like you said, you just evolve and you just went for UC. Bruh, I see you.
I see you.
I see you.
I see you, my dear.
All right, let's talk a bit about BTS. I mean, you're a musician, right?
Yeah.
I would want to hear who influenced your craft, what influenced your craft, your music. But let's talk a bit about BTS. So from BTS, you just take us on your music in general.
Oh, okay. Well, BTS is actually music from the heart. It talks about betrayal from friends and family, from anybody that could be around. It also talks about resilience. It talks about obstacles, the things that you find and you see when you're on your way to, a destination, where you know that you have a vision and you have a dream. And the video explains it all, So BTS is very personal. It's a very personal song.
Oh.
Because I made it from experience and, from my experience with people, friends, people I trusted, So, and then
You care to
family
share.
as
You're not saying
well.
I gossip with you.
Yes, I mean, I
beg.
had friends that, kind of messed me up to an extent. It damaged me for a while.
Oh
And
my God.
I it was quite crazy. And I mean, I'm happy that it happened because it's actually made me evolve. It made me, that was how I was able to change my name and change my whole brand and my whole look
Love
and
it.
everything. So I would still say I'm grateful, for what I experienced with these friends. But then thank God for family, because shout out to my cousin Dennis. He was there for me. He accommodated me while I was going through this psychological traumas. He accommodated me. He he made me feel comfortable, and I mean, I give it to him as well. Plus
I love it.
my sisters as well, of course. Yeah.
No, you can't take women out of the
No, no way.
nah.
No
So
way.
let's talk a bit about your music now. What influenced your craft?
Yes, listening to wonderful musicians from a little age, likes of Two Face.
Two-Face.
Yes, Two Face really inspired my music a lot. Two Face, P Square, back then. But then as I grew, I fell in love with rap music. I mean, listening to the likes of Lil Wayne. But then I fell in love with J. Cole because, I mean...
That explains the look. You know, I said that.
Yes.
That explains the look.
yes. J. Cole really, opened my eyes to reality rap music. And I love to tell stories as well, So I learned a lot from J. Cole. I love J. Cole a lot. Yeah, 100%.
So I hear you now left to do Afrobeats artist and you just went abroad because better never come back. Oh?
Yeah, I mean, even while we're here, I'm still, I still really love a lot of good sounds. I listen to, likes of Victoni, soulful sounds.
Victoria, I love it.
Do you like Ladipo? Like, are you
Yeah, I love Ladipo.
Olamide.
Yes, I love Olamide, of course. I mean, I love Ladipo a lot. In fact, there's this particular song that is always on repeat.
Which is it Know You?
No, Hallelujah, man.
Oh, Hallelujah.
That's a beautiful song, man. That's a beautiful song.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
I'm angry that song hasn't gone global yet.
I mean, that's the
It's the
thing.
songs you expect to go global
That
never
doesn't.
Yeah.
The truth is, that's why when you put out a particular song, it doesn't have to resonate with everybody. There's one song that you just pique your interest. Do you get what I'm saying? So which is how it should be actually.
True,
So let's quickly go over to the riddle. I have one game that I want to shake this table, but let's get the riddle on first.
What is at the end of a rainbow?
Ha.
It's giving me cartoon vibe.
This is giving me cartoon vibes.
What's that pot? That pot that they say that has gold, pot of gold. Oh.
Which one is
That's why
that?
they keep on saying cartoon. They
Ha.
taught us that time.
We go think about it. All right, let's quickly come back. While we are pondering on that, right? Let's quickly come back to the game that I said I wanted to bring on. So it's, I want to drag some people on this table right now. So it's a very simple game. I mean, I already explained that, right? So you bring in a particular word that has like a class, right? So you're giving me an example after you've called the word, then you give me an example that has that word in it. So an example, I'm talking color, I'm talking red. So give me an example.
Fruits, grape.
I'm talking fruits. You
I'm
have to be
talking
like that.
fruits,
Uh-huh.
I'm talking grapes.
Give me one.
I'm talking camera, I'm talking Canon.
Hey,
Come
Oshe,
on.
that one was too far.
Let's move on.
That was too far, bro. All right, let's really go on a short break to come back on the street of social media. Stay with us. Thanks for staying with us. So it's on the street of social media. The first one I have is Spyro. Spyro on this one. He says, I struggle with my conscience every time I fornicate because I know I am not married. So Spyro reveals and disappoints every lady planning to have sex with him. Let's quickly read out this tweet he put out on X. And it says, sex felt good till I could no longer bear struggling with my conscience. Every time I fornicated, knowing I aren't married to the person, I feel troubled like a part of me gets taken right after. I struggled for a while, but I kept praying for strength. And when the time came, I disengaged from all lingering connect at the time. It hasn't been easy, especially when I travel and these clean girls begin to get funny around me. And promoters never make it easy too, but now they know. And yeah, I'm keeping this bed for one now. I love it. Then he went further to say, I asked myself though, what will happen if Nengi then comes along? That one go hard, sha. But but no going back. Oh, instead of me to just tell us that he's in love with Nengi, let's understand. No, but let's come back to this conversation that he's talking about. Honestly speaking, I feel more related to what he's saying than any other person. And I don't know who else relates, right? I'm actually not really a sex person, to be honest. Yeah. And you know how you kind of understand what the Bible is saying. So there are two things. You know when they say what you don't know will not harm you, and I mean a lot of that ish. To be honest, yeah, once you understand what the Bible is about, you understand what God is. If you already have a connection with God, there are some things that when you do, your conscience start judging you. And I'm a number one fan, honestly speaking.
Yeah.
So when I saw this, I'm like, is this guy reading my mind right now? Because do you know the most annoying part? I mean, I was with someone, we didn't talk on stage like a month ago, and for every time we're having conversations, the next thing is bringing up is, oh, it has to just go down with sex.
Sex,
And
yeah.
how best do I explain to this person that, guy, I'm a minister in church, and this has nothing to do with the church or anything. This has something to do with me because I feel more connected to God, right? I have this very good relationship with God. So me having to do this, I'm literally going to be sinning against my father. Do you get what I'm saying? But this generation don't understand that. The only thing that everybody understands is let's explore, let's go to the club, let's do this, let's do that. So I really don't know how, we are going to, take care of this whole thing. But let me ask you, what's your thought?
Yeah, well, if I'm to talk about your point, I would say that if you think perhaps we do a lot of wrong things, we do a lot of things that is not appealing in the sight of God. But then at the same time, we can't actually do everything right.
Sure.
Yeah, and I believe that satisfying your sexual urge is just part of those things that you do.
Oh, okay.
That is not perfect, perhaps. So but then I feel like nobody's perfect. I mean, the world is occupied with a lot of beautiful women, and you can't actually have anyone enough. I'm being sincere. I gotta say the truth, man.
Go on, I'm listening.
Women are too much in this world to just let go. For me, I mean, I don't know what Spyro is saying, but I'm not in that space. That's the truth.
This
but I
one
mean,
entered me.
I respect what you believe in.
No,
you
it's
get?
literally what me and Spyro is believing in right now.
I respect what you both believe in. But the truth is, I mean, if you want to consider this, perhaps we should consider everything else that you do, because I mean, nobody's perfect. I'm sure you still have lapses that God does not like as well.
Definitely.
Which is just fornication is just part of it. So I mean,
no, but I feel you, Sha. I feel you. What do you have to say, my love?
I'm just going to be simple and short. I
Okay.
mean, thank God. Okay, we all have conscience here, and our conscience only disturbs us when we're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
So it's only when you do something, when you are aware that okay, this thing is actually wrong, and you're still doing it. That's when your conscience will
That's the
disturb
thing.
you.
That's exactly.
If you know it's like now, obviously the man has a conscience. He has been stopping him for a while, and he kept on pushing it in the back of his mind. But
Don't worry,
now
more-
he's
more
like,
flex.
okay, this thing's getting too much. I always feel bad nowadays, so let me just be celebrate. Like just
To be honest, yeah. Let me give you this personal story. So there was a time where I so like this guy. This is the long time. I so like this guy, and I was already a minister then too. I so like this guy, and I was just thinking, God, what do I do? God, what do I do? Because I mean, I didn't want to be on my own. Of course, I want someone, right? And obviously, this guy is part of the normal guys that we have around that, no, relationship without sex, bruh, what are you doing? Do you get what I'm saying? So we did it, and guess what? On a very good Saturday, so I was supposed to prepare ahead of tomorrow, like, which is Sunday, like, to prep, because I take worship in church.
Okay.
And I was just thinking deep, and I didn't even know, I was feeling a bit lost. I felt like I could not longer sense God around me. What I just told him was, right now I feel so dirty. I don't think I can actually worship you the next day. I don't need to do something that will make me not to go to church the next day. And it did happen. So it shows that I don't know about other people, but I feel like I have a very, very strong connection with God. So having to do that will actually disconnect us. Do you get what I'm saying? So I don't know, like, I mean, thank God that he came out to say it.
Not everybody that
Because,
has a strong connection.
Hey, it's
Sha.
not
That's what I'm
exactly.
saying.
What
And
if everybody actually have their own different
ways
That's
of
what I'm
connecting.
saying.
That's the thing.
Everybody is different.
That's
Not
the
everybody has
thing.
the same kidney. So if it's not stopping you, go ahead. If it's stopping you, stop.
That's the
It's
thing. But
simple.
I feel like it's not little of us that have that kind of connection, that
Yeah.
intimate relationship with the Father. So we now have that kind of issue. What do? Do we protest?
Please, please.
Because the truth is, no, but like literally, most guys
But
of
what does
nowadays.
biology say about that, though? What does science say? What does the fact that
Yes.
we
Well,
say
now the
that
one love
I
it out.
say?
I'm not studying.
No, but
But
biology wise, yeah, it's
Yeah.
important for you to have sex. It helps
Exactly.
with your
So I mean,
immune system. It helps with a lot of things. actually.
yeah, and the doctors are the ones saving our lives. They're the ones who know how our breast, they can measure our breast levels and all of that, our
So
blood pressure.
is that your argument?
I mean, that's my argument. It's healthy.
Is that
First
your
of all,
argument?
the fact that sex is actually a healthy activity it should be considered.
But at the same
No, what
time,
he's
God is
saying-
not stupid when he said you should not do it until you're married.
Just thank you.
But the
my
question
sister.
is, what?
Thank you.
Listen. The question is, what exactly is marriage? Marriage is when two people acknowledge each other to be with themselves.
Yes.
With
just
at
them.
least one witness or two, right? Exactly. So there are people who are actually living together who have not probably announced themselves publicly that they're married,
They're married.
but they consider each other as husbands and wives. Even the law recognizes that.
But that's the thing. Does the Lord recognizes that these two people are married? Because it's not
The
just
law.
a physical
I mean the
thing.
law.
No, not the law. Does the
Lord.
Lord?
Okay.
You come before the Lord.
Well, it depends on. I think it depends on what you feel
Again, the
within
belief
yourself.
of this person's.
Yes.
Because if your belief is quite different,
Yeah, I mean-
it's confined the
Exactly.
Lord.
Your conscience will not disturb you. if your
Yeah,
belief is
you know,
different,
I
so-
think conscience is based on perhaps.
It's your belief now.
Exactly.
He's
There's
having
something
a
you
lot of
believe
it.
Right,
in
what
that
is
you're going
wrong.
against. Definitely, that would you start feeling the whole. Well, let's check the comment section.
Okay. Only people who are deliberate about sexual discipline will appreciate his post. It's a struggle, but it's doable by the help of the Holy Spirit.
I agree. It's by the help. See, it's doable, of course, by the help of the Holy Spirit. But the rest of this, my Gen Zs and millennials, they don't know that.
The level of immorality going on has made a lot think he's capping lies. But believe me, celibate is the best way. May God continue to give you grace and wisdom. Spiral
Amen.
official.
No.
Amen.
I
oh.
claim it.
Amen for you.
I feel like this is not settling down for you.
No, I mean, I don't really see because I mean, first of all, men are built differently. I don't know. Maybe he's in a different. I think he's in a different space. You know,
I don't understand.
I respect his.
Wait, when you say men
his-
are built
his-
differently, what do you mean?
I mean, everybody is different, actually, right? I
tell
mean,
me.
so, but then, I feel like for him to have come to this extent to say this, I think he's in a different space. I think he's in a level of realization.
Yes.
You know,
So the rest of you are not in the.
No. My
realization
own
state.
level of realization is different, actually.
Belief.
My own is different.
Everybody-
My own field is quite different. If I want to find, if I'm in the line of my purpose and nothing is actually deviating me from it, I am on the right path. You know, it doesn't really matter as long as you're not hurting anybody on the way and all of that. So it doesn't really matter, if you're doing some things that may not be appealing to your next neighbor or someone else. What matters is that, you're going to where you're supposed to go to, But so I feel like, me, my own level of, my own level of realization is that I need to make music that can make the African people love themselves even more. So anything that will make me find more ways to get that, to execute that, to project that, that's my business. The women, I love the women. That's the point.
This is giving me fella vibes. But let's quickly get the next comment on, please.
I just love this guy. The way he's trying to use himself to reinvent the music industry is outstanding. He's a testament to the fact that no one can influence you except yourself. You own the wheels to your life, and no one can steer only if you allow it. I also feel he likes Nengi because of her decency in the house. This girl never messed herself up with any man all through the 3 months she was there. I feel that's the spec of a woman he wants. Iron sharpeneth iron.
This one went directly to the Bible.
A decent person will only gravitate towards decency.
I agree with that. All right, that will quickly take me to the next story, right? This one says a married man goes on rampage after meeting another man in his lover's house. So there's a tweet. Let's quickly read that together. So it says, attempted murder. This married man, Mr. Ajagba Joseph, age 43, on 23rd of August, went to his concubine's house and met a co-concubine. He became angry and shot the other concubine with a single-barrel gun. Victim recuperating, suspect in custody and will soon be charged to court. For clarity, the man went to another lover, a man. Met another lover, a man, in the woman's house. So I want to understand this thing. This is quite funny.
Very funny.
You're a married man, right? And you are cheating on your wife with another woman. Only
And
for
you're
you to
angry.
wait. Only for you to go to that woman that you are cheating with cheating your wife on,
yeah.
right? And you now see that this one is even cheating on you with a man. You now go angry and shot the man.
It's not
Foolishness is an understatement. Is there a bigger word?
That's crazy.
That's crazy, man.
That's crazy.
I don't understand how we got there.
I swear.
Wait.
Like how? Why?
Is it love that made him shot that guy, or what exactly? Or is it just being normally pissed and probably men's ego that no, because of I'm sleeping with you and now cheating on me with another man? Is it an ego thing or is it love that made him do that? I want to understand.
First of all, I would like to know if the woman knows that he's married.
Of course, he has to.
Then
That's
he
the
shouldn't be
concubine.
angry. I mean, why did he do that? It's not as if you put it to her that you're the only one I have, right? I mean, you would have had enough reason to make her feel bad, at least,
Okay.
But no, like truthfully, you're not supposed to do that. But the fact is that maybe she didn't know that you got someone. But if she knew that you're married and you saw her with someone else, what do you expect from her? Like, how do you expect her
even if she doesn't know? Because
yeah, that's not a reason to kill anybody.
Exactly.
I mean,
No, that you are cheating.
that is not a reason for you to be angry in the first place.
See, this is
he's not even supposed to be angry.
Exactly.
It's supposed to
At
be a
all.
discussion.
He literally has someone who's going back home too.
Honestly. So wait now. So as now, let's say he's now in jail or something. So his wife should now come and be visiting him and bringing him food.
See, that woman must be very stupid if she does that. Honestly speaking.
I mean, if they have kids, she'll have reasons to.
Are you whining me?
What do you expect?
If it's only a traditional woman, not our generation.
No,
Never
Gen Z,
ever.
No, not this Gen Z. They will never
Even
do
it
that.
has to
Besides
be
Gen Z, self, not even any
the millennials.
They're very good women, no.
If it's probably the
Our moms.
our mom.
Yeah,
They can do it.
I know my mom can.
My
do
mom
it,
can-
oh. Hey.
Chop knuckle on
My
that.
mom will do it.
My mom can do it because that woman can be very soft sometimes.
It's love.
But cannot be me. I don't even think it's a love thing. I think yes, it's a love, but at the same time, they just have this mindset of now my picking children, now my children, papa. Do you understand?
I
They also
cannot
have
be
that
on my
entitlement. Oh, it's my father's children. So what am I?
my children's
It's my
father.
children's father.
As
So
long as they
I don't
can't
have
do it
a
alone.
choice.
Yeah, they'll just be like, I can't do this alone. Let me just.
So, but it's a no. Let's quickly check the comment section to see people's reaction on that.
Men are so wild, eh? You are cheating and you get angry because your energy is reciprocated. Man,
Kai.
that means he met another man at his girlfriend's house and wanted to buy the man. What if he is the one that is cheating on the man and he wanted to buy with the woman?
All of them, they are cheating now. Everybody is cheating.
Cheating triangle.
Yes, that's what it is. Everybody
now.
is cheating. He's cheating on his wife. The person that is cheating on his wife is cheating. Voila. He's sleeping with another person, so automatically he's cheating on him too.
Everybody's cheating.
The cheater is cheated on.
Cheated. God bless you. Let's get the next comment on, please. Oh, that's okay. So let's quickly go over to the next story, please. This one is quite interesting. This BBL matter is becoming more intense. So, reality TV star Pere shares women with surgical manufactured beauty. So, let me quickly read out this tweet. And it says, there are some women you see and you did be like, good God they create, not the manufactured one too. Natural beauty. Then he went further to say, sometimes I actually forget that 90% of the people on here, as far as I know, are BBN worshippers. Well, my last tweet has nothing to do with the BBN. Some of you all need a life. So it's just, appreciating the beauty. I mean, the beauty of God. Oh, that's me automatically almost calling my name. The beauty, the beauty of God. I mean, when you see some women, you say, these ones are well endowed. They did not do BBL and all of these things. There's no surgery, nothing. These ones are directly, from God. Then Nina said, when you see those ones, you know that these people are very beautiful. Not the ones that went under the knife and allowed somebody to touch them and give them the whole this thing.
Crazy.
So, but at the same time, when I read this tweet, it just made me understand that men really don't care about these women that do BBL. So it's more like they do.
I care. I beg.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
No, when you say you care, it's more like you can actually date and marry someone that have done BBL.
no, I like.
Opposite
I mean,
of
like,
it.
I care. Like, I mind. That's what I mean. Like, if you're doing it, it's a turn off for me.
Oh, okay. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
That men really don't care about it. Like, if you are doing BBL, please just go like this.
Okay, yeah,
Do you understand the
sure,
angle I'm coming
sure,
from?
sure.
Here. So, but at the same time, these women are actually doing it for you people. So how come you people don't care?
No, I think what is going on. Thank God that we're talking about this.
Okay,
'Cause, I mean,
put us on it.
that's exactly what my music is trying to, project to
Okay.
people. I mean, I think what is going on is the Western influence. I
Okay.
think that's exactly what's going on. Since the time we started watching them, Dr. 90210 and the E's, I mean, that's exactly how, the stuff started. Our women have been looking up to the whites. That's why our women bleach their skin, and they are not proud of the color of their skin and the shape of their nose and all of that. So I think this BBL that is really becoming a pandemic now.
Yeah, because it is actually.
Yeah, is actually white influenced, because these are the people they want to be like. And when you look at, I don't want to call names, we know these celebrities that do all this stuff and get really big, getting endorsements and all of that. But right now, we see a lot of young women who are looking up to doing that. You see a woman that actually wants to settle down and do this thing, like she sees it as an achievement. Like, I don't understand. How do you see that as an achievement? Editing your body. It doesn't make sense. I mean, it's quite crazy. I'm really disappointed on, the women that are actually taking this up seriously so much. It's just, it's crazy. Like this now, we don't even know which one. We have to be going with pin to the clubs. To see if anything we bust.
Come on now.
Just joking, man. But I mean, it's not nice, But I really think this is Western influenced. I think this is happening because we are basically influenced by the white people. We always want to be like them.
So
that's
do you
all
think
we've been
the
living for.
BBL surgery stuff should be banned in Nigeria?
I think it should be banned, and I would even blame the doctors. I'll blame the doctors who would go abroad and learn these things and come back to do these things for these women in cheaper rates. Back then, it was really expensive, man.
It was.
You won't see a woman who would be thinking
It
of
still
BBL
is
unless
now.
she's really
That's why
rich.
do you know what people even do to ensure that they get this money? Some had to divert into doing,
People
hookup.
borrow to do this stuff. People borrow.
I mean, there was this. Let me not call her name. The way you already started, the not calling names. So there's this girl, this lady that, before she went into the whole influencing thing, she had to borrow money from someone, to do the whole BBL, and said, and promised the person that once I do it finish, I will pay you. Do you
Yes, I mean,
understand?
because the
it
people.
happened now, and now she's very famous. She's one of my sweethearts.
That's crazy, man. I mean, the people that are actually influencing this, that are actually freaked by it, are, of course, the men. Quite all right. But these men cannot actually settle with these people. At the end of the day, and these women forget that they will get old. What happens when they grow old? Will that skin be strong enough to still hold that thing inside?
Is it not natural? I'm just saying,
yeah,
compared
because
to others, so it's quite natural. It's
because it's their fat that is taking that from
Exactly.
Yeah,
other
but
part of
fats
their
are-
body and putting
Fats
it.
are in places for a reason, right? They are in places for a reason. They are basic places that they are meant to be.
Yeah.
If you take them away from there, you have to feel something in. That's why they always have to take supplements and they always have to work out. There's always a condition. Why not live freely? Why are you living with a condition? Just look at how this lady is standing.
bad.
Is this not suffering, man?
It's just not
You just suffer yourself just because you want to have an impression or you want to create an impression. Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy.
We'll be all right. All right, let's go on the short
Amen.
break to come back with hard gossip. Stay with us.
bam, my people. The name is Oluchi, the Igbo Blondie. I'm a broadcast journalist and television producer, and you are watching Gossip Gala.
Hello, this is Fonioch here, and I'm here with Gossip Gala. Do you love gossip? What's Gossip Gala?
Hello, everyone. Josh Tucker here. I want to tell you all to keep watching Gossip Gala for entertainment, trending gist, and when you just want to relax.
This show, if you're not listening to this show, if you're not watching this show, I don't know what you're doing, because this is where the tea is, okay?
Thanks for sticking around. It's the Hot Gossip segment. So the first one on Hot Gossip says, I'm ready to die for Africa. No be me. It's a Kenyan man. It's a Kenyan man that, that said that in the court. Let's quickly watch this video first, before I expatiate more.
Yeah, we can't. There's no justice in this country. There's no justice for the people in this country. The justice system in this country is broken. We cannot persevere. We cannot go like this. We must fight until the very end. I'm ready to die for Africa. Africa has suffered for so long. And I even leaders are coming. Release our brothers. Release our brothers. Where is Obiagi? Where is Obiagi? Release our brothers. Where is Obiagi? People, as you are Obiagi. Our own leader, one face.
So having watched this video together, now let me quickly expatiate, right? So we already know of the protest that went down in Kenya and how a lot of people died. And I mean, they try as much as possible for their leaders and government to listen to them, right? Now, there's something he said from this video we watched together that stood out for me. Of all the whole arrest my brothers and all of them, there's just something that he said and it really stood out for me, which is this. He said African politicians are puppets of foreign countries, which is why Africans are suffering. Somehow I want to agree with this. I was having a conversation with someone, I think about 2-3 months ago, and he said something that even till today I'm still taken aback, right? Now, he said in the 1960s, I mean, just recollect that, 1960, we gained independence, freedom, hallelujah, somebody, amen, and all of that. But we didn't know what exactly went down. We didn't know what discussions was made. We don't know what exactly these people, came into like a tryst for. We don't know what the government was have agreed that made our colonial masters left Nigeria and said, okay, people are free to be independent and all of those. Now, taking it back to Nigeria right now, right? This country. Look at recently we have issues with fuel, and if you've been listening to the news of recent, you hear them say before Dangote refinery gone safe, you go here say, they took our resources from here, we took it outside there, they refined it and all of that, and they brought it back here in Nigeria, right? And they start selling it to us. Now, we that took it from here to that place, I want to understand, did we sell it to them? That's number one. Now they bring it back for us refined, right? And we still pay them for it too. Before they not sell it to we Nigerians here. Tell me why things will not be expensive. Now, Dango, I still want to ask why we're not able to have our own refinery. Why are we not refining these things? Yes. Apart from the fact that, of course, there are people that, of course, are hindering it, and they don't want Nigerians to have the refinery thing because of the money that they also get from the export. When this what's the name now? This fuel is imported back to Nigeria, like bring back to Nigeria, right? But I want to believe that there's also an arrangement from people outside the country that we have to follow these things. We have to do things this certain way, because I don't understand why, even if you want to get money, we can still do these things and you can still get this money that you're making even on top of the seat that you're on. I don't know if you understand this thing this thing I'm saying. Yeah. But I just somehow with this whole thing that is going on, I feel like the foreign countries have a hand in it too, because it is one thing to say that okay, we know we dey steal normal, we dey embezzle normal, but these things are not going right. We don't steal. I mean, we're having a conversation on breakfast, right, where someone said outside the country they establish an establishment, right, or they build some organizations and they make money off Nigerians because they know that we will not be able to build it here in Nigeria. I don't think that is just a normal conversation. I think it's something that has to do with a particular a particular contract that has been made that was already in existence even before now.
Treaties.
That, do you understand that each of this government, that each of those people that come into government have to just follow the procedure. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if it's making sense to you people, but somehow I feel like this is what is going on.
You see, I always tell people, the people around me, I always tell them, listen, the slave trade did not stop because the white man liked us or because they had conscience. It stopped because they had machines that could till their crops, because that was what they were using the slaves for.
Yeah.
So what they needed was what? Fuel. They needed oil, crude oil. They needed our resources. So they came in a different form, religion. Then they affected our schools, put it in our education, that they discovered River Niger. How did a human being leave his country? Said, okay, I'm very sure people took him there because people were living around that place.
Yes.
And then we put it in our education, and tomorrow we're going to have a child, and we're going to expect that child to come back from school and say, Mungo Park discovered River Niger, a river that is over millions of years old.
I mean,
So that is where it all started. It started in our educational system, in our brochures. This is where it has to change. And that is why our kids have to be taught, because as far as I'm concerned, we've gone past learning any new thing or changing.
True.
The kids are the next people. They are the kids that this truth should be passed on to, so that the future can be better. That is the reason why I make the music I make, because the women raise our kids, and the kids actually grow the way they are raised. So, I mean, this man is very right, obviously, because I mean, we are all controlled by the whites. We are controlled by the Europeans, the Westerners. They are the ones controlling everything.
True.
They are the ones who have the resources. We are giving them our resources and buying, once it is being refined by their resources times 2.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't,
That's where we have
actually.
to start from. And, Nigeria is actually like giant of Africa. It has to start from here. Because if it doesn't start from here, the whole Africa is messed up.
I agree.
That's the truth.
actually.
But we must realize that
But what do we do now?
what we have to
Because
do is reorientate ourselves.
Not everybody even know this thing I just said now.
Do you know what I think?
Honestly, I
It
never
takes
thought
it
that
takes
deep
some
about
do,
it.
do
What?
you
Do you
see
know what I
Never
think?
ever
it
think
takes
about
somebody
it like
that is really seeing things
Yeah.
from another perspective to understand that okay, this is actually part of the
I
problem.
think what Africa needs, we need like an African president for 4 years that will just depend on reorientation. What Africa needs is reorientation. We need to be reorientated. We need to change our educational system and start dwelling more on natural education, because the African man is usually based on what he knows how to do best. That is who the real African man is. But they are applying that for themselves. We are not doing that here. They gave our parents the mentality that doctor and lawyer is the best course
True.
to do. That's where you have a future.
Yes.
Meanwhile, who is creating the trucks that the truck pushers are using?
I mean,
Who is doing all this? Who is weathering the gates? That's it. That's a passion. That's a vision. That's also a purpose, right? So these white people told us that wearing their outfits is corporate, while ours is native, right? Or what's it called?
It's native that we
local.
call it now,
Yeah,
local.
we call it local, right? That is where it all started from. This is where we have to change. So we need to reorientate ourselves. We need to have a new mentality, before things can begin to change. Because I'm telling you, even you and I, man,
I'm
if they
learning.
give us
a
money,
long time.
I'm
man,
just learning.
if they give us money to do this
Learning
and do that, we'll do it. But if
True.
we are raised by a different orientation, we're raised in a way that our integrity cannot be bought. If we were raised that way, I'm sure the
Be
world
way
will be
better.
different. Yes, Africa will be a very different, because look at us. They're giving us brochures, right? But them, what do? They look at a child. For example, in England, if you play ball very well, they take you to a football school.
Yeah, yeah.
If you're a good singer, you go to a music
Basketball.
school. How many of that is applied in Africa?
Nah.
None.
Say
But
that's
it
not a
doesn't
real
used to be
occupation.
that way. It never used to be that way. I mean, back then, in the ancient times of Africa, I am very sure that, first of all, it was a time of war. Let's go back in history, right? Let's look at the Benin Kingdom, for example, because they gave us the mentality that we were not civilized. We had civilization before now. We knew God in a different way.
Definitely.
But they brought God in their own form.
Yeah.
But we knew God. The oldest scriptures is in Africa.
Yeah.
Right? So what are we talking about? How did they bring the religion to us? We knew God already. I asked my grandma one question when I was at home about years ago. I asked my grandma, as an Igbo person, Grandma, what is the meaning of Chineke? Grandma said it means God, of course. Okay. What were we speaking this Igbo before we knew about English.
English.
She said, yes, of course. So, and I said, who is the Chineke we're
You're
referring
to.
before the Englishman came? That's the person I want to pray to. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Yes. Who is the Who is the Chuku? Who is the Obatala? Who is the Ledumare?
Yeah.
You know, who is yes now. That's what we should think of. This is where our mistake started. Trust me. This is the problem. When we say Mary Slessor stopped the killing of twins, forgetting that it was not her twins that was killed. It was the women in Akwa Ibom that their twins were killed, and they were the ones who protested that it should stop.
Yeah.
Mary Slessor was only a part of it. Right? So wow, this is where it started, giving them the credits, giving them the credit for everything that happened. They said Michael Faraday discovered bulb when illumination was already there in Egypt, when geometrics was used to build the pyramid of Egypt, that we still study, and they called it Pythagoras theorem. Where did Pythagoras go? Where did he learn his theory from? We were never told in mathematics, right? That is where it started. That is exactly where it started, from our educational system.
It's a long.
It's deeper than that.
It's deeper.
If you want to go into politics,
It's deeper.
Oh, right.
Let's quickly go back to the comment section, please.
Something I can do and more, but my Yoruba brothers would sell me out. Igbo brothers would run to their caves, while my Hausa brothers would be the ones to shoot first, because they have no idea of what's going on in the first place. One Nigeria indeed. During the days our forefathers go to the kings to resolve disputes, things wasn't bad like this.
Exactly what I thought.
Now they introduce foreign courts for them to keep us in slavery.
Exactly. That's exactly the point I was making. You know, they brought all of these systems. We hear about the Macpherson law, the Littleton law, all of this. How many systems have we ever asked that in the university? How many African discoveries have we actually studied?
Is that should we not now question the probably this is
Our
the reason why the
educational system
history itself is even
manipulated.
out.
History has always been manipulated all the time.
Do you see these things coming together?
Yes, of course.
Because I mean, you know, my dad is actually big on education, right? And it has always been his like first question right from the time we were in secondary school. Why was history taken? Because anytime he wants to explain to us about something of the past and we don't know, we don't get to understand what he's saying, it's like it will be like, I still don't understand why history was taken out in the first place.
Actually, I didn't even.
Do you understand?
I didn't do history.
Do you see why I was saying that there are a lot of things I feel like they don't want us to be aware
Yeah,
of?
history has always been manipulated. It has always been a thing. I mean, even that's why if you look at the greatest of the greatest African people, they always had white men come to it, and now they're trying to do that with Afrobeats, which is not going to work.
It's not gonna work.
Yeah, I mean, that's what is going to happen. They come, they invest in it, and they tell you how to do it their way. And then it becomes contaminated. It now turns into their own invention. Look at it. Very soon now, don't be surprised when you start seeing Beyonce collecting Afrobeat, best Afrobeat song of the year. I mean, now that they've put Afrobeat in the Grammys. So, I mean, this is where it all starts. Yeah.
We'll be all right. Next comment, please.
How one man sees the truth while others are blinded. Maybe everyone who knows the truth is a prophet, because at the end of the day. I think it's at the end of the day. At the end of the day, the truth sets you free from everything. And if they be prophets, they must be put to condemnation by the government, as government did to Jesus.
Preach, Pastor. All right, let's quickly go back to the next story, please, because they're quite similar. She's talking about Nigeria issues. This one says, getting hold of me is top priority for Nigerian government than dealing with terrorists flaunting random on TikTok. So this is said by investigative journalist David Odeyin. Let me quickly read out a portion. So starting from here, it says, getting hold of me is top priority for Nigerian government than dealing with terrorists flaunting ransom on TikTok, investigative journalist David Odeyin. So he went further. Okay. Nigerian investigative journalist David Odeyin has revealed why the Nigerian police force declared him wanted and labeled him as an accomplice in the trial of whistleblower Isaac Bristol. Tamuno Bifiri, identified by Nigerian authorities as Freedom Nigeria. Uday, in an interview with News Central TV on Wednesday, said that the police accusation was tied to his commitment to truth-telling, which the current administration views as threat. He believes that the authority are making desperate attempts to involve him in a criminal investigation in order to undermine his international refugee status and potentially place him on an Interpol notice list. Speaking during the interview, Ideyi said there are several attempts by the National Intelligence Intelligence Agency to adopt me. They also tried to render me stateless. I even tried to change my country twice. There was an attempt to adopt me from Ghana, then I moved to Kenya, and when they came for me in Kenya, I ran to the United Kingdom. This is part of the price you pay when you decide to tell the truth during a time when it wasn't fashionable, especially during a regime that sees truth-telling as a threat. So I think this is a good place to start from. I mean, we all know what's really going on with Pidom. You know, Pidom is an investigative journalist, just as David Uday. And we just heard of recent that he has been, arrested and is charged, to court. I think he has 9 to 10 counts on him. They also adjoined money laundering part of it. They said he's holding, some documents that is not. There are some document that is in his possession that is not supposed to be with. So since they arrested him, they now also put in other people, which David Uday is part of. So when David Uday granted that interview, that's where he now stated there that he doesn't understand why they want to get him, because all he has been doing is tell the Nigerian people, tell all people all over the world what they need to know about the government, of each countries, and what has been the government have been keeping from them. Because even for David Uday, there are just a lot of things that we would not know.
Yes, definitely.
Just like we already stated, the history has already been taken away.
Of
So
course.
we don't really know what's going on. If not for us, okay, just like the way like Mira was saying the other day, she said something, and it was very, very interesting. Now this whole is now that we are alive, that we know about the hunger protest, we know about the NSAS. How will the children I'm going to give birth to, how would they know that? Because there's no history to teach them that, right? And I'm very sure when it comes to the government, you have to be in the arts class for you to understand the things in the government. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm very sure it's going to also be filtered. There's some things you're not going to be taught.
Definitely.
Do you get what I'm saying? So this exactly what I just said. It just made me think back a little bit. Now let's talk about that man that was I think killed. I think it's Sokoto or Borno State, right? And because of the kidnappers were requesting for a ransom and they could not pay. These same people that we just bought to be private jet, private yacht, private car and all of those things.
Yeah.
I don't want to say this money is actually Nigerians' money, but let's just leave it like that, right? Now coming back to this guy that was, this guy that actually died. They could not give pay his ransom till the deadline. The kidnappers killed him. Now for them to also get their corpse, one thing with kidnappers now, since won't collect them when he dey alive, or you can't collect them when he don't die. So they said, okay, for you to come and collect the corpse, you have to pay a certain amount, but I think about 62 million as well. There's nobody to raise the funds, so the family are just where they are. To be honest, I'm really, really tired. How were they able to get this guy? And there are a lot of people that look at where we are right now. We still have security issues, right? When it comes to the lives of citizens of Nigeria, we are not really taken care of. But people that seem to be giving us, what we need to hear, but to the government is more like a threat, because probably just like one of the charges that was given to him said, they felt like, okay, you are going against us, and why is sending documents with you? They feel like these documents are not supposed to be with you. To be honest, I'm even tired of talking. What do you guys have to say to this?
Man, like I said before, man, this is all part of the programming. And, the politicians are also encouraging it, because they would never try this. In fact, not just would they not try this with the white people or the Europeans, they would never, the Europeans would not even try this within themselves, because they respect each other so much. You see, and you are abroad, you're seeing somebody questioning the president of the United States. Anyhow, talking to him, because they have this mentality that they are accountable to the people, right? So you see, these people, they do a conference, they ask the president questions, they talk to him anyhow they like. In fact, the president is accountable. You're a leader, right? You're a leader. And, history has always shown that leaders are always bound for criticisms. They will always be criticized. But then it takes a leader to actually, get people together and tell them that, okay, even if things are going wrong, I mean, it is just the normal duty for you to tell the people that, okay, this is the situation. Let's talk to the people. I mean, that's a lot. That would do so much, right? About this David's issue is just the same thing, man. The government will always fish out anything that is going to, detriment their name. I mean, that's politics for you. It's always going to be fished out, and it's just unfortunate that, the real matters are not being, addressed. They're not being addressed at all. But then this involves them, of course. That's why you see them in the convoys. That's why you see them
up and everywhere.
Yeah, because they know that people don't like them. If they were really good people, yes, if they were really good people, if they are really good people, they should be sworn into the house with our traditional juju face. Yes, they should use Amadioha. Yes.
Let's quickly go on a short break, guys.
Let's know if that will happen.
The hottest gossip, please. Thanks for staying with us. So, honestly speaking, maybe it's the Amadioha that we should add to
We have to use them. The Ogun and the Amadioha.
All right, let's really take the hottest gossip that says Atiku, Peter Obi, Tinubu should step aside. The ruling party has failed us. The opposition has also failed us. So this is said by Barrister Kenneth Okonkwo. Let's quickly hear this audio together, please.
Two faces, 100%. And that was why I have said it, that Atiku, Peter Obi, Tinubu should step aside. And the reason is because the ruling party has failed, the opposition has failed. Are you aware that in the House of Representatives, you have more opposition members as representatives than the ruling class? If they had come together, and that's why I said coming together to form a consolidated fortune before you even begin to talk about merger. I did not say merger is not important. I'm saying you don't just finish an election and the first thing you start talking about is the next election. You consolidate and form alliances amongst yourself to work together as opposition. If all the opposition members in the House of Representatives had come together, they would have produced the speaker and the vice.
So, I mean, we've all listened to this. So I want to put it on you guys. Okay, permit me, sorry. PDOM is actually a whistleblower, not an investigative journalist.
Oh, okay.
So back on it now. What do you think about what Kenneth just said? Do you think they should step aside? Do you think it's time for us to have new political parties? Because, I mean, unlike the US that just have, they do on just two-party system. Here, we are free to have multiple parties, political parties. We do, actually.
Full enough, we have, but the main that people just say that the main, APC and PDP. No one's even looking at any other party.
Yeah.
Recently now, they just added LP to the, let's say
that's
trending.
That's because Peter Obi,
you understand?
Peter Obi left PDP to enter that one.
I don't know what Nigeria problem is. They don't even try to give any other party or any other person a chance.
Is it their fault or is it our fault? Is it the citizens' fault or is it their fault? That's another thing.
That's another thing.
That's
it's our fault, actually. It's our fault.
I feel like it should be our fault.
At the same time, I mean, when Nigeria, elections are always rigged. They will always rig it. It will always be false results, and it will always favor that person that has probably more money or more connections. That's the Nigerian politics for you. So I mean, if you are having people like that, I think we need to scrap all of them. Although Peter Obi has a part of my heart, I will not lie.
Oh, you like him?
Yeah, I like him. I like him because he reminds me a lot of my father, because it's what he says. I don't know if it is true.
Yeah, he actually brings in this father.
He reminds me a lot about my father, because my father is a very, very disciplined man. He would do what he still behaves the way he behaves. He has been behaving for like 20 years. I know him the same way. If my father calls me on phone, I can tell you what he's doing.
Me too.
So I mean, I see that in him. You get, but at the end of the day, he's still chasing a selfish interest, which is being the president of the country. If not, he would have.
Interest.
Yeah, I believe that if he had collaborated with Atiku, PDP would probably be in power right now.
Yeah, and that's what I was when I was speaking to someone. That's what the person said, that Peter Obi will never be on that set, according to according to the person, right? Because if Peter Obi needs to get there, we need to have a touch of Wiki.
Yes, you know.
Like, it needs to have a touch of Wiki.
Me
both
personally,
parties need to come together. That's LP and PDP.
I think the kind of leadership Nigeria needs is something strict. That's me, because if you look at history, it was the military era that was the most organized era of this country. People were on queue. My father told me, you don't rush into a bus. You will line up. You must line. Yes, everywhere. People comported themselves. My uncle literally told me that government school buses come to their houses and pick them and take them to school. Yeah. Life was very organized.
Are you saying
we should go back?
I think Nigeria works well with fear.
Hey.
Yes.
If
I'm
you're
telling you
coming back,
the truth.
please, I'm going out.
I'm just telling you, I think this country, we are so scared. In fact, the average African is a very scared man. He does not like Wahala. If you tell him that his problem there, he will not go. He's the white man that will go there and say, let's go and see.
Let's go and see.
Have you ever heard a terrorist live broadcast on African TV before? It cannot happen. You know, so I mean, we know we don't like issues. We like to just enjoy life.
So you are saying now that we need the military back
we
instead of
need a very
So
strong leadership. A leadership with grace. A little bit of grace in it. And Wiki can do that.
And Wiki can do that.
Yes, he can do that.
So we need a combination.
And you know the good thing about...
A combination of Peter Obi and a touch of Wiki.
Love it. Very good. Yes, very, very correct.
Oh my God. Thank you so much, guys, for doing this with me. Thank you so much. We're coming to the end of this. So let's quickly get the readers on, please.
This we do.
What is at the end of a rainbow?
Bow.
Honestly,
of the rainbow.
The fact that
Mommy, I don't know.
they taught me this thing. I watch cartoon now. I have to remember. God, you guys don't remember.
So I don't even know if it's a color thing. I don't know if it's the
color?
W at the end. I don't know if it's the bow.
Let's just continue to ponder on it.
He's on a ponder.
Of a rainbow. It's not the spelling. It's saying the rainbow itself. I mean,
so what
the
color?
The color. What is it?
I can't think of anything right now.
Me too, man.
Honestly, this one's going to pay me if I fail this. But let's just
let's get the answers up, I beg. All of us are coming.
There's nothing at the end of the rainbow. Normally. I don't even know. Please.
What are the answers, please? Clap for me now. I told you later, W.
We tried.
Clap for no. I need the clap. I need the clap first. Clap for me.
Yeah. I'm gonna.
No.
W,
The contest
baby.
was quite confusing.
Yeah.
So me that I watch cartoon. I'm not what.
The bow.
They taught me something. There's only a pot in cartoon.
But be alright.
Of gold.
I can't wait to see you guys again. Tomorrow rather. Until then, keep slaying. Hi besties, it's your girl God's Beauty Israel, aka the Lady Vibe, aka Plenty, aka Gossip Baddie. Thank you for always tuning in to Gossip Gala. But here's the latest tea. Our research has shown that you have probably not subscribed to our channel. What are you waiting for? Make sure you hit that subscribe button now so you would never miss out, on the latest content. If the channel grows, it means more amazing content for you guys. So click that subscribe button now.